A good go-to-market strategy consists of, as I said earlier, channel design and channel management. What this translates to is actually a set of steps that a sales executive needs to be aware of when dealing with distributors or third parties. The first step has got to do with, if you are in a situation where you have to select new distributors, what criteria would you be using to select new distributors or third parties? And these requirements have two components, a strategic component to it and a tactical component to it. A strategic component to it has got to do with the fact that does the strategic vision of the third party match the strategic vision of your own organization? What is the financial viability of the firm? How loyal are they towards you? These are all some factors you can take into consideration when looking at strategic capabilities. You also have tactical capabilities in terms of understanding how many people and salespeople do they have to go sell your products and solutions. How many service people do they have to actually support the products and services that you have? How much inventory are they going to carry? How frequently can they make payments? Is it a flexible payment term or standard payment terms? All these are criteria that you would use to try and select new distributors. But the same criteria that you use to select new distributors can also be used to classify your existing pool of distributors. So the set of criteria that I just mentioned could be used not just to select distributors, but also to classify your existing distributors and third parties into your platinum, gold, silver, bronze, whatever is the terminology that you decide to use within your organization. Now, if you choose to select new distributors, the next logical step would be to onboard the distributors in terms of welcoming them into your organization and making them feel that they're getting the right kind of support for them to be successful in the job. Now, once you go through the onboarding process, the next step that's got to do is actually, be it with existing channel partners or with new channel partners, is to start discussing a business plan. A business plan usually consists of what would you expect from your third parties distributors in terms of how much money can they generate for you, how much revenues, how much in terms of cost savings can they benefit you from, what would you expect to them in terms of market share coverage, how much do you expect to them in terms of fulfilling their requirements towards loyalty. And all of these are criteria that you would go and set up in a business plan. But do not forget that a significant part of the business plan has also got to do with how you're going to support the distributors or third parties in fulfilling their requirements, be it in terms of financial help, be it in terms of marketing and sales help, be it in terms of technical support, be it in terms of other aspects to help your distributors be successful in what they do. Now, the reason why you have a business plan is to set the KPIs or the key performance indicators for your distributors, which you of course come back at a later point in time, at the next time period, to go back and use the business plan to evaluate whether the distributors or third parties have been meeting their obligations. And if they have met their obligations, and depending upon how well they do it, you can choose to reward them. And if they're not doing so well, you go back into a channel reformulation strategy and coming up with action plans to help your distributors perform much better. These are all the different steps that you'll have to take into consideration when looking at a go-to-market strategy.